Hey, good day, everybody. Still here, Daily Market Pulse, Thursday, February 13th, on the eve of Valentine's on this 2014 year. Okay, so stocks went higher again. Insane. They are all insane, but it is what it is. Mixed volume, however. Market still remains in confirmed uptrend. We still have one distribution day based on the Nasdaq. Everything's still closing above the 8 moving average. Let's go take a look. Okay, so Dow Jones, after a little bit of a pause yesterday, went lower and then pushed off and then finished higher than yesterday, higher than also on Tuesday. Not a new high, however, I don't believe anyway. Let me see here, the 1606, 16036. Yeah, 039. I guess it did make a new high. So a new high with room into the 618 retracement, the 50-day moving average, but right now you're right between two moving averages going sideways. My anticipation is this is going to go sideways, possibly lower. That's just my anticipation. We'll see what happens going forward. Obviously, targets up above will go all the way to 16,500. To the downside, it's like 15,400. So, all right, that's 16,000 mark right now. S&P naturally higher. We had a little pause yesterday, 1820, that little doji essentially. We went higher through the 764. Now there's room into the 1850 target. We've talked about that. It could still very well do that. It's a question of when. 20 is still declining. The 50 is above, going sideways. So we have a dead cross, but we have price action trying to change that. 8 moving average still remains below everything else. So that's why if it takes a swipe, it'll be quick and then a reversal. But then in the same token, it could just actually just kind of go sideways and pull back into the 20 and the 8 moving average as well. No telling. Right now, everything looks bullish and strong, but at some point, this has got to get a little fatigued and stop, right? Okay, Nasdaq always has been the strongest. Came into the 4,000 bounce, as we know. Rising window. 2 days later, another rising window on Tuesday. Paused a little bit at 4,200 yesterday, and then pushed right on through after a gap lower on the open today. Right into the pivots again at 4,250. So very bullish looking still. No sign of fatigue yet. Yesterday did, but not today. So does it push through, or is this it? Is this this is it? This is the highs in an overbought state, but no sell signals, no doji, no nothing. So we'll see what happens going into tomorrow. I have a sense that they're at least pause, but then we'll see. Okay, TSX is pausing up here at the 14,000 mark, so it's showing a little bit of rejection the last previous 2 days with those, the last 3 days actually with those upper shadows, particularly the last two, especially with the shooting star yesterday. Then we have a big spinning top, large rejection of that upper shadow today, so that's looking like it's getting a little tired, even though the 8 moving average is crossing the 20. Profit taking for sure. We'll see if they actually try to push through 14,000, or if this is going to be a little bit of a time to take a breather and a rest and go down a little, at least a little bit. Okay, Treasuries, a nice bounce off the support area. 618, 200 moving average, the 20 in the vicinity as well. Nice bounce. Came through the other day, last Friday, when we had the employment numbers. It came to that level as a test. It came right back to those same levels again a week later. So this looks like the area that it's going to find support, at least it appears. 20 is still rising and below the 8. The 8 is starting to flatten out now a little bit. 50 is still rising, so this would be a good place to stop and reverse back to the upside. So if the treasuries do go higher, what does that mean for the markets? Yen, similar perspective in that it came back, pulling back into the rising 20. The 20 had crossed over the 50. That's a good golden cross. The 50 is now flattening, so that's just only going to strengthen. It's oversold as well. I'm looking for the yen to go higher from here. Gold continued its trek through 1280, now into 1300. The next targets are like 1320 to higher. So you've got, let's see, is that right? 1320, and then eventually 1360. With pullbacks, if there is going to be any back toward 1280, of course, as a support area, naturally, right? Silver continues to lag and is below the 2050 resistance area, so watch for that as the moving averages are clustering together, looking for a sharp move. We might pull back right away and then take off, or it might just take off right away, but keep an eye on silver. Oil continues to just kind of chop around below the 101 area and above the 100 area. We had doji, spinning top, another spinning top forming right now. So very undecided. The 8 moving average is rising. The 20 is crossing over. It's catching up. That's all this is. It's just a consolidation period right now and pausing for waiting and for the catch up to occur. It might pull back a little bit lower into 99. That could happen, but we're ultimately still looking for something over 101 going on to 103. And natural gas, we had talked about this, the possibility this would be a nice spot for it to kind of take a break. This was support down here at 460, and sure enough, boom, boom, there it is. Huge move today, following inventories into the 525 area with room now to 540, 550, 560. Okay, small caps. We've been talking about this for a while. It's been lagging the indexes. It is risk on, right? It's considered risk on. So what in the world is it doing? Well, it gapped lower substantially, right into the goal line, oddly, former pivot area, and then rebound, full solid green candle through the moving averages, but right to the next pivot area of 114. Moving averages still kind of declining to sideways with a slight dead cross, but I'm not going to be too concerned. But you're at a potential target right now with sideways moving averages and an overbought state. So does that mean it's the end of the road for the time being and it's done? We're going to find out tomorrow. The VIX. The VIX had been selling out pretty hard into the 15 to 1450 area. Had a doji yesterday pausing at the those moving averages, the 50-day moving average, the 200-day moving average, as well as that 1450 location. Gapped higher, faded, but holding $14 dead even. Look at the last three lows, last 3 days. So that's a support area for now. It happens to be very close to that window as well. So 1408, followed by 1402, followed by 1398. So they're going lower, but they're only going by pennies at a time. So that $14 is holding. Definitely the buyers of the VIX were in this morning and then faded, but so it makes me wonder. They're trying to step in, so does that mean we're going to see a pop tomorrow with the markets perhaps fading? Treasuries are looking strong, yen may be looking strong, so with that, those inverse correlations, is it possible we see at least some kind of a sell-off, at least for one day or part of a day in the indexes tomorrow? We're going to find out.